Hello everyone, welcome back to Sita's Astroenergy. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to this video. And if you're new to my channel, you can find this video on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Sita One. Now, my name is Sita. I'm a psychic and a professional astrologer and tarot reader. And I'm here to discuss the astrological weather and how it's going to play a part in your life. So the first thing I want to look at is the lunation. The lunation is the cycle of the moon. We've just been through a full moon in Cancer, which stimulated our emotion and what we hold dear, what we're protective of. Our family, could be our finances, it could be other loved ones, how we look at ourselves, how we look at things that happened in the past. So this full moon cycles are a good time you have 2 weeks to do some releasing. Choose an issue that relates to your emotional self and start to work on that issue and ask the universe for guidance. It's really important that you pay attention to the signs. The universe is not going to deliver a little package where it will solve all your problems, but it will give you clues, subtle clues in the environment. You might hear a certain phrase being repeated over and over again. You might hear something on the news. You might see a sign on the side of a bus. It doesn't matter. Take note of it. Write it somewhere so you don't forget, and it's a clue as what steps you can take to release that issue. Choose something small. Keep it small, keep it personal, and work on it quietly, and you'll see some shifts. So as we come up to what I call the square of this full moon, it's a good opportunity for you to take action. You'll know. You don't need to know the date and the time and the aspect. What you need to know is that this week, it's a good time to really pay attention to what's going around you and then taking that action. Now, there's some personal planets on the move. Mars has been quite a power element to deal with, stimulating anger, aggression, but also motivation and physical movement. And so we see Mars moving from its home sign of Aries, where it's really in a power position, to a more placid, peaceful, grounded sign of Taurus, and this is going to change the direction of its energy. So it could have a global effect where it's stimulating the earth. It could have an effect on your own energy where you're taking more responsibility for that anger or whatever is irritating you. Could have an effect on our collective experience, so people are being more responsible about how they're directing their irritation and frustration and anger. Or it could have an effect on our physical activity. We take up something that is more long-term and that will give us long-term results. So look for that. We have Mercury going into retrograde by the end of January. So we're seeing that we're going to move into a shadow period where Mercury starts to slow down communication. If you've been working on a project, it's okay. You just have to remember that you may have to revise, edit, or bring other people into the project to give you a different perspective before you move ahead. So don't expect that the project is, or whatever plan you have, is just going to unfold nicely. It won't. It will be stalled even though you've made your plans before the Mercury retrograde. A couple more personal planets are on the move. Mercury is moving into Aquarius. This is pretty significant. So it's going to hit Jupiter and Saturn on its way, and it will have an effect on how we're seeing our future. We will get communication about what it is we need to shift. Mercury is the messenger to the underworld, so it'll bring up all those subconscious energies that are lying within and giving us messages and how we can expand our awareness and be more inclusive, leading to more humanitarian effort and community effort. So expect to see more of that happening as Mercury moves through Aquarius. Venus, the goddess of love and creativity and things that are a treasure to us. It's moving into Capricorn, where it dons its power garb and demands to be treated equally and to be acknowledged for its feminine creative energies. Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, but I think we're going to see more women in that power position, demanding that their loving, nurturing side gets acknowledged as something that's very powerful and life-changing. So it will hit Pluto, and Pluto and Venus get along well together. So we'll see what happens there when it comes to the feminine power emerging. A very interesting time. So personal planets move faster. Depends on where they hit your chart, how it's going to affect you, but in the atmosphere we're seeing more smaller events. Don't look for big ha-ha moments. What you're looking for is that subtle change in energy between male, Mars, female, Venus, and how we communicate, Mercury. So once again, it's an interesting time. Remember, Mercury retrograde at the end of the month means that the slowing down of that communication will happen as January moves on. And stay with me for next week for more news from Sita's Astroenergy. Enjoy your week. Stay stimulated, motivated, and compassionate. See you next time.